Hello guys, and welcome to episode 24 of our Vanilla City Skylines Let's Play. Apologies for the delay in content recently. I mentioned at the end of last episode and also in the comment section as well that I've been away with work all week, so that's the reason for the lack of videos recently. But I hope you've all been okay and enjoying your week. But now it's time to get back into City Skylines, and hopefully we can get some work done today that I've been wanting to get done for a while. So we're over here by our ferry depot that we installed last time. That guy is dangerously close to the shoreline. And these bus lines are incredibly busy at the moment. You can see there's 400 people at this stop here alone waiting to get buses. So the volume of traffic here, it's just too much for buses. So we're going to actually put in another method of transport now. I was thinking maybe using a cable car stop, and it does kind of fit in nicely here. What's this? Oh yeah, okay, there, level up. But we can't really find anywhere to get a stop in, which is a little bit annoying. Let's actually just place this and see what it looks like. Okay, and I'm guessing the cable car line just comes out of the back. Yeah, and then we can make it go up. So we'll try this. If it doesn't work, then I guess we'll have to try a different method. So I'm just going to clear out a little bit of space here, amongst all our overgrown kind of shrubbery area, and then see if we can pop in another cable car here. So this will just take them up and into the city, and then from here they can either grab a bus or hop onto the metro, the monorail. So this gives them a lot more options to get across the map, rather than relying on these bus lines. We'll probably keep the bus line in, but we won't let it kind of get too busy. This place will be kind of the main spot for it. Okay, so we can get them to, if I can just adjust that, it's a little bit too harsh. Okay, so we're headed in that direction. And then over here. And then there. Okay, so it doesn't look like you actually need to make lines with these. Okay, there we go. So there's no passengers using them yet. And I wonder if that's because of the bus line is still so popular. Maybe we should actually move the cable cop start. Yeah, okay. Let's try that. Let's delete that, and then we're gonna move this to here, and we'll delete this one as well. If I can click on it, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this one. Okay, so we'll see if that makes any difference. And give it a bit of time just to speed up here. The buses are still by far the most popular way they're choosing, aren't they? I wonder what would happen if we deleted that bus line. See, there's still even more people coming through here now. Super busy. The roads are actually handling all this surprisingly well. This slip lane is getting usage. Okay, I'm just going to try something here. We're going to try and delete that bus line. Just to see if it forces them through. I'm pretty sure this is the one, isn't it? Yeah, so it's that light baby blue one. Let's delete it. Okay. So now they have no bus line. And they are all using the cable car stop. Okay. How many can one of these hold? Let's see if we can catch one here. Okay. So they can hold 30 each, but they're a lot more regular than the buses are, and plus it takes the traffic off of our roads. Yeah, okay. That seems to be working. Yeah, 226 served already on the cable cars. And almost all of them are using them, although I'm not sure what these guys are hanging around for. They're actually all heading back now into the cable car stop. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's do a little bit of decoration around here, and then we can move on to something else. So we'll pop in our vegetation, and then we'll grab our fence as well. Let's go freestyle and turn off lock in here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's getting a lot of usage. That's actually worked. Once in my life some public transport work have actually worked, and now this place should be getting hammered as well. Yeah, 516 in a week. Let's have a look at our public transport numbers right now. Yeah, so over 10% of the population is using the public transport now. And how many tourists? 1,400 a week. Very good. Okay, so that takes them off the roads, and this road system now is more than adequate. There are people coming and going, but what I wanted to do as well was just tidy up some of our little decorations around here, because this should be kind of a gated area, because it is technically a port, so there's almost like security around here. Like at least in ports in England, like big commercial ports like this, like if you go down to like Calais or Dover, you can't just walk into these places, you know, they're kind of by road access only. So that's what we're going to do. Let's bring this guy up to the bridge. And then down here. That would work. I also want to do something with toll booths, but I'm not entirely sure on how to use them in cities. So if anyone has any idea, do let me know in the comments where would be the best place to use them. Obviously, if you've been following the series, you hopefully know the city pretty well by now. So if you think there would be somewhere where a toll booth would be good for traffic, maybe here, to charge people to come into the city. I don't know if that would totally destroy the city. It might do, but you guys know better than I do. Why are there so many buses here? Oh yeah, okay. So these are the ones that are all returning to depot. So they'll disperse in a moment anyway. But yeah, okay, let's get some more pathways through here, and we'll just box this area off. Not for good, we'll probably come back and do a touch more detail at some point in the future. What on earth is that? Why is it making crazy angles? Okay, we'll box that in, and then we'll get a few trees here as well. And then maybe a path through there actually, that looks like a nice little spot for one. And then these guys as well, you know, if they want to head out of the town, then they can get through up here. And maybe we should give them a pathway. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give them an entry point just over here. We'll head under the bridge. And then there as well. And then we'll pop a few trees around this entry point. Hopefully they're not going to clip through the cable car. No, they should be okay. Okay, so at some point off camera I'll go through and decorate all these little empty spaces with trees and maybe a couple of props. Is there anyone actually using taxis in the city? One per week. I don't know why my taxis, in every city I've ever built in City Skylines, my taxis never get any use, so I'm not sure why that is. I'm also thinking here, I might terraform the land out and add in another ferry port, So it kind of comes out on a little peninsula, kind of in this shape here. But we'll see if we can handle that volume. For right now, this place is okay. There's a lot of people using the cable car up into the city, which is putting a little more pressure on this road, but it's working for now. Another thing I wanted to do was decorate our nuclear power plant area a little bit. And I've kind of gotten this idea from, if you guys haven't seen HBO Chernobyl yet, it's obviously a series based on what happened in 1986, back in the old USSR. And if you haven't seen it and you're into kind of like historical dramatizations, then I totally recommend checking it out. It's on Sky here in England, but I'm pretty sure for our American friends it is HBO. So I wanted to grab some industrial fencing. Again, the oil industry one is the one that we want. So as you kind of approach this part of town, it's obviously a nuclear power plant, yeah. So it's going to have a lot of security as you come up here. And then I want to turn snapping back on for this. Probably up to about there. And then all the way up here to the edge of the road. And then this guy is going to come down here. And up to there. And then there. Okay. I'm going to have some trees around here as well. Just kind of fill in this area. You know, the nuclear power plants tend to be away from civilization. Just fill in as much of this as we can. Again, Paradox Studios, a brush tool would be incredibly handy and vanilla. So I think this will just give it a little bit more identity, a little bit more privacy and almost secrecy. Let's fill all this in. Up here as well. Okay, pop in a few of the trees as well, just to change up the dynamic of it a little bit. Okay. And then how about in the middle we just have a little single tree. You'll complain of no paper. How do you have no paper? We have this place producing planned timber. And more planned timber. Okay, so we're having... Let's delete that then, because these guys are saying they're producing too much planned timber. And it appears as though we actually need some paper. So I'll go ahead and biomass pellet plant. Could have a pulp mill. That produces paper for us. It's a little bit out of place, but it'll do for now. Heather International College is taking a long time to level up. It wants more students, so we're going to have to add some more bits and pieces into our campus over here. Let's see what else we can add in. Let's pop in another liberal arts library. Maybe up here, maybe somewhere. This one's a little big, isn't it? Okay, let's pop in a... We've got a very limited room here now, haven't we? Maybe something smaller. Obviously not that. Well, an art club. Pop that in along there. And then we'll add in How about a study hall? These guys hooked into the power grid now. They shouldn't need this power line anymore, should they? No, they don't. And this place isn't linked up yet. No, that one still needs it. Okay. What else can we add in here? Maybe let's add another cafeteria in. Over here. This place is slowly coming together now. It's just waiting to unlock to fill in some of these more gaps, and then we can add in some of the newer buildings. Which should be quite fun. So you got some... Who are these people? Tourists. And they're heading to the climbing frame. How is this tram line doing? Yeah, it's getting a decent amount of usage. Certainly no need for no more trams there. And this is taking them back through this part of town. Again, these are all full. Okay, so student capacity is going up. Is there any policies we can... Sure, let's go for that. We'll see what happens. Track and field, we've lost 3 matches. It's not ideal. It's got 19 grand in expenses because of the youth system, isn't it? That costs so much, but we can afford it. We've got a fairly substantial amount of money now. Okay, let's have a little brief look over this side of town. It's developing nice now. Could do with some trees in around here. I don't know what kind of use this as a detailing episode, really. And then I wanted to start a little housing estate over by Shroot Farms on the other side of the river. Let's fill in some of these areas along the canal. And a couple of bits and pieces around the cycle path. They also added in off camera just a little secondary exit onto our cycle highway, which now flows through this part of the city. And this little town centre is looking quite nice now. Happy with the 2 plazas, a nice little access route onto the cycleway, which people are using, which is great to see. And maybe as well, actually, perhaps here we can just add in just a little secondary ramp connection so people can cross into different sides of town relatively easily. And again, just along here, we'll add in some more foliage. And this part of the city is very green, renewable. That tree's a little bit close. I'll pop some along here as well. Okay, I really like this high street as well here now, especially with the tram going down. There was also something I wanted to do with Fremwood Tech, which is sat over here. Can I move this? No. Okay, I want to spread this campus area out, so let's go ahead and do that now. Just by a small one, so I want to paint this out up to the edge of the highway. And then down here, along to the oil area as well. So I'm going to delete our police station, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab those big roads. And we've got snapping back on here. Okay. And I want to delete that and just have... Oh yeah, it's just a bus line, isn't it? Don't worry. We will reconnect you eventually. There you go. Okay. We'll need to also delete this fence as well. Because Frenwood Tech doesn't really have the room to expand now, so by making it just that little bit bigger, we should be able to, okay, see if we can add our police academy back in here. Or maybe up along here. No, I think down on this road would be the better solution. Or maybe here so it faces down to the highway, that might be quite cool. Yeah, let's add that back in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put some more paths through. Of course, I bet I can't get this one to work its way through now, can I? Let's turn all my snapping off. Add that one there. And then a few more trees along this bit. Okay, so what does... No one's losing power here, are they, because of that? No, we're good. Actually, does the power link through now to here? No, it doesn't. Okay, but that's obviously not needed. There is a bus line there, isn't there? That is having a bit of difficulty. So we'll drag that to over here now. Yeah, so that bus line runs around the edge and then connects up to outside of the police academy. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look what it needs to level up. As if it's only level 2, I thought we were a lot more than that. Okay, so to get students in here, let's have a look at some policies. We have student healthcare and a free lunch. Okay, let's add in some buildings here. Trade school cafeteria. Trade school library, I don't think we have one of those, do we? That we can pop that next to our, because this campus does split to the other side of the road, so we can have a little bit of room over here as well. And then it does, we're just going to push it down level, and then we might have a little bit of a campus park in this area where there's the odd building. Let's go back to our stuff. Let's have an IT club. We need to actually draw some more paths in here, don't we? Let's pop our snap tool back on. Can we draw paths out of this? That's really annoying that you can't actually connect to these paths. Yeah, it's not just me, is it? You definitely can't. Yeah, doesn't like it. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to have a big kind of curved path that runs along there. And then we'll pop an IT club in. Probably just around here. No, not there, because that's just destroyed my path. There we go. We don't have a trade school bookstore, do we? Plop that in there. And then a trade school laboratories as well. That would be cool to have in here somewhere. Let's delete this road just for now. And then we can have that in along the highway. And then we'll just bop it up here. Let's just delete it off that road. Don't want to go in too close to kind of the garbage and this scummy part of town. This guy's finished emptying now as well. As have these guys. Turn those off. Okay. I think I'm just going to draw out a little bit of a path layout here. I just want this to be normal paths. Have one up there. And I want the trade school libraries in here somewhere as well. And then I'm going to pop in a couple of trees around here just to border the road against the oil industry. You know, this part is trade school, so it has almost trains up the next generation of oil workers. It's all about trade and industry. And we do need a bit more water through here. And that should just box this area off quite nicely. Okay. So hopefully those additions to Frenwood Tech will see it level up to level 3 now. We will see attractiveness and academic works are more than adequate. We just need that student capacity in there. Okay, so the area side of the town's looking much more fleshed out now. 2 universities. And then this is what I wanted to work on today, although we'll see how much time we have to finish this now. Let's delete this, because this is what I was going to do with the ferries, although we never ended up doing them. The way that we've left the road built out isn't particularly suited to ferries. This guy over here is empty as well. Is there anything else that needs tending to before we start? No, that's everything. So a little double check on our cable car line. 520 last week. It's fantastic news. Also off camera, I've added a few props in from the national park assets. Just a few kayaks by the beach. And I think I'll carry on decorating along the beach here with little bits like this. Maybe a couple of little sun lounges, or like, well, pretend sun lounges and chairs. We'll have to see. Again, this area isn't finished, but we'll save that for another time. Okay. Everything else in town is looking good. We haven't really seen these areas of town for a while. I remember building all this. This was fun. Need to do more things like this, expanding the vanilla assets. We only really did that a couple of times, but they worked really nicely, I thought. Maybe we can do it now. You guys are complaining of trash. It's fine. Well, there's one thing I did want to try actually, before we kick on with this. I remember now. Give me that farmyard fence. Let me see if I can. I don't think I'll be able to get one down, but we'll try. Oh, I can as well. That is so close. Yeah, I just wanted a little fence along the edge of these fields. Again, just to kind of box this industry area off from the rest of the town. There we go. I think that looks a little more realistic now. You know, if you're living in these houses, you have a fence along the back of the crops. Let's get a nice little shot of that actually. Yeah. So at least in England, that's pretty realistic. You know, you would have houses right along the back of farms, especially where I live. I wonder what the appearances we could have of these. Over wheat. Or a greenhouse. Or potatoes. Interesting that the greenhouse actually terraforms the land there. Just because of the gradient. So this is the space I wanted to work on today. I wanted to create a bit of a housing area here because we need to really start pushing on for our next milestone now up to Metropolis, where we'll unlock our airport and cargo airport, which is something that I want, and obviously we're not the international and the big boy stuff at the next one, but for right now we're pushing to 70,000. And we do have another one as well. When I proposed to you guys which one you want to open, I had a few different responses. There was a few people that said open the south part of the map and expand this way. There was another guy that said open the ore industry. However, on a second notice, this is the ore, you can see it here. So the blue stuff here is ore, and I totally agree that it would be cool to see it going up the side of the mountain, but we would have to unlock 2 tiles in this direction just for that, and this land isn't suitable for anything else other than ore. So I don't think that's really realistic. Over in the north side of the map we do have a little bit of ore here, and a touch on the edge just over there, so we could build some ore industry there, and national parks here as well. But I think in the long term my airport is going to sit around here, with the cargo airport sitting here, so we're probably going to unlock this tile and then this tile. And how many more do we actually have to unlock? So we have 1, we'll get another one there, and then another one there, so we have 3 more. So this one, and probably this one are the ones that we're gonna open up, or maybe this one here as well. Haven't decided yet. Again, any recommendations on what your thoughts are, then, you know, throw them in the comments, because I might be missing something pretty obvious. Okay, I'm going to stop talking crap and we're going to start building here. I need my guidelines back on. Okay, so that's kind of plan where we're thinking of joining up here. Let's make them a slip road up and out here. And then we're going to switch to a one-way and slow the traffic down. And then we're going to have a road here. And that's going to head up into kind of a main plaza. Now, I'm not just going to do this as any kind of regular old housing estate. Let's actually build them. I'll tell you what, I actually probably need that a little bit further back, because I'm going to have a bridge going over. There we go. Actually, no, it's probably wise to build the bridge first, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Power needs to be reconnected. Actually, does it now? Pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, because that's all interfering with one another. So we'll delete those power lines. We don't actually need them anymore. Okay. And I'm just going to have a little dirt road connecting to there. And then as we're on right hand drive, and then a little one-way street just up here. There. So having recently been away with work for a bit of time, I've realised that I'm actually kind of actively looking for City Skylines inspiration as I'm driving around. So what's this one? Renowned? Yeah, you're still renowned. Okay. Let's have this one up here, and then you can connect up like that. Okay, there's a little bit of an interchange here. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually use this one. Okay. And a bit of usage now. We'll see how it handles. We may have to adjust it ever so slightly, but we'll see. It does look a little bit low as well. Oh, yeah, they're still clearing it. That's fine. Yeah, so I was kind of looking at the sat nav and taking in different kind of junctions, I suppose is the right word. Looking at them and trying to get ideas for different interchanges. And yeah, I've got some pretty decent ideas of what we're going to be doing with this part of town. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll just expand this up. So you'll see what I'm doing here in a moment. No, I want these to remain pretty symmetrical all the way through. Okay. So I drove to a town in England called Norfolk, well, a county rather, sorry, not a town, to a particular place called Reetham. And in this place they had kind of, well, it's just outside of Reetham actually. It was like a little, kind of like the whole little village was based around a central park. Kind of like this, and that's kind of the idea that I'm going for. So I just need to find out which trees these are. It's not these, is it? It's the smaller ones. It's these, isn't it? Yeah, those are the ones. Okay, so we'll just try and place these randomly, and we're going to leave a couple of squares open for picnic benches and gazebos. And I'm not going to make this its own like official park area, if that makes sense. This will be just for decoration. Okay, now let's go grab some props from the city park stuff. Gazebo is what we want. Okay. A little gazebo there. It's a shame these won't ever get used, but it's a nice little feature for the park. And then again over here, maybe a little flower bed display actually, that might look quite cute. And a snapping tool for placing these would be rather useful, rather than you watching my incredibly patient clicking. And then again maybe a little food truck over here. I do have some hedges too. This is kind of ideal actually because they're just the right length for what I need them to be. Okay, so the outskirts of the park are all commercial. It's kind of a little shopping centre, even up to here as well, and then down here too. And then from here we have some kind of grassy roads heading out of the city, heading out of the town centre I should say rather. And again the roads are all kind of symmetrical, you know, they're not too freestyling. But the difference is this. So you'll see what I'm going for here in a moment. So you can see I'm only really filling in big chunks of residential. And this is kind of similar to what we did at the start of the city by only placing down specific sizes of properties. I'm going to give these guys some power before they decide to leave. Let's grab it from here. That should feed everyone. Yes, it does. Wonderful. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the larger trees here. Actually, no, I'm not, because I want to finish my zoning first. I'm actually going to finish the road layout first, I think. Let's have this guy join up here. So I thought rather than just doing another kind of major residential expansion that's all high rise, we would go for something a little more detailed and personalised, rather than just having another huge skyscraper of a residential area occupying another part of the map. This is what I'm trying to go for here. Just fill in all these areas. Okay, how are we doing over here now? And of course these guys are going to need their own batch of services. Let's drop them in a police station and a fire station. That should raise the land value significantly. And I think I actually want a public library over here as well. Maybe just here. And then we're going to leave that empty. We're going to have a little pathway that just links through and connects up some of these roads. I'll have one behind the shops, and this can come down into here and not link up. I really hate connecting paths to the edge of roads. So I think this is going to be quite a long episode, but we'll have it as a triumphant return special. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm not as talkative this episode. I'm just trying to let you guys appreciate the city as we build it. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so this place is burnt down. I hope that scorched earth goes away. It's affecting my trees here. Okay, so this is all filled in mostly now with houses. So basically all these green spaces that are left in between the houses are now trees. All the way up to the high street. And for me it just gives it a much more suburban feel. We're going to have some more roads heading up towards the river as well. So we won't worry about filling in this area just yet. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me place all the trees, but we'll do this first section that we've just built, just so you can get an idea of what I'm going for. And during one of my little off-camera preparation sessions, I will come back and actually don't want these ones here, they can be deleted. So if you think about it, we'll turn the UI off here. So coming out of town, and you have all these nice little residential streets, lots of greenery, little kind of hamlets, little cute countryside houses, and they have their little main plaza here where they all congregate. And they could probably do with their own school as well. And maybe we'll build that here. And then we'll call this episode a day. Okay, so I want the main road here. And we're going to have our little elementary school. And then to support that, we're going to have, where have those hedgerows gone? How do these ones look? Again, these aren't going to be perfectly symmetrical because I don't have a snapping tool. But in the grand scheme of things, you won't really be able to tell anyway. You'll see what I'm going for here in a minute. Sorry, this is so tedious to watch. Okay. And we're going to go for 1, 2, 3. So I just wanted this part of town to feel a lot more personalised. Oh, we've lost one of the hedges there, haven't we? Let's spin that around. Boom, there we go. Okay, and again, I'll detail all this with trees and whatnot off camera. Let's go ahead and carry on placing some of our little housing blocks around. Kind of doing as many random shapes as I possibly can. Move around the corner here as well. And then one over here. And here. Okay. So you start to see what I'm going for here. You know, this kind of theme of dotted houses around will continue across the rest of this part of town. I'll do a little bit more off camera and then we'll finish the project together because this is a relatively tedious watch. I'm assuming after the work that we've just done. But we are going to call this episode here. So I'm happy with some of the work that we've got done today. You know, we've done a little bit of expansion of both the university campuses. We've also added in our new cable car system to the beach resort. Hope you guys are liking that. And again, any kind of other recommendations to this area. I can't remember the guy who commented. I think it was Bill and Ted or Ever24. I can't remember. Sorry guys, it's been a week since I've seen the comments. But whoever suggested to removing this the bus lines to free up the roads. I mean, you can see the fruits of your advice right here. You know, just how free this road is now, considering we have a ferry port, and nearly all of the tourists that are coming through here are now using the cable car and heading up into this part of town. It's taken a hammering, but the traffic, you know, it's not backing up majorly. You know, it's still relatively healthy in my eyes, and then people are dispersing across the city as needs be, and they're also using the monorails here as well. They are actually going up. Let's have a look how many people are on this monorail line. You know, the monorails don't get vast amounts of use, so I think it's quite nice to see them getting a little bit more volume. And this metro station is incredibly busy. I wonder how many of these people are actually heading back into the social hub here. That'd be interesting to know. Hey guys, well thank you very much for watching indeed. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this Vanilla City Skylines series. And you can kind of see what we've been getting up to here. The sewage is becoming a problem now as well. We need to sort that out soon. There's a little bit of traffic here as well. That's interesting. Yeah, this tram line is causing them to stop a fair bit, isn't it? Yeah, we need to tackle that at some point. That is unacceptable for me. But yeah, if you are new, stick around if you've enjoyed what you've seen today and think you would like to carry on following it and dropping in different advice for me and what we can and can't do. Still need to build a park here as well. You can also find links in the description to my Twitch channel where we stream Xbox content such as Destiny 2 mainly, but a bit of FIFA 19, Borderlands 2, Witcher 3 and any AAA games. I tend to play those on console rather than PC. So you can catch me over on Twitch, and there's also links in the description to my schedule if you'd like to know when these episodes are coming out, and then there is also links to my setup if you are at all interested in what I'm using to make these videos. You can find all that information there. So thanks very much for watching guys, I really do appreciate it, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.